That it definitely is. So a lot of melee for him. We're still looking at 3 melee heroes coming off here from Neolution Orange, but they've got a lot of power behind that Visage early nuke. My bigger question is still going to be, how strong are these lanes going to be at the end of the day? Up against what's a very stable, very normal to predict lineup from Na'Vi. They're not thinking outside the box here. They want to go with what's consistent for them.
Yeah, Na'Vi definitely going for what works, and I don't feel that Orange has the option to really take it all too aggressive to the off lane. It is very dangerous to do so when you go up against something like a Bane down there or a Naga. You will find yourself having a hard time finding kills, even with LAVORST playing up on that Weaver. Ooh. So the lanes are definitely going to be interesting, but
actually, interesting thing to see, we've got Mushi and KYXY just jumping around a bit. So we KYXY over on the Tidehunter, and Mushi will get to take that Alchemist, and we'll get to see our lanes also come out. I like this also very quick move from Ohio, already trying to establish Orange's dominance over the Radiant jungle. And you know, LAVORST, like everyone, like the good luck have fun's come out from them, and we get ourselves underway. Also, interesting fact too, which big shout out to K-Pop Tosis, who is our stat man. He is our stat man for this competition.
He will be here and helping us just with the stats.
But he brings up the interesting fact. It's 4-1 to Orange. The times these teams met, the last time Na'Vi beat Orange was actually back in, was it 2011?
2011. I believe it was at the ESWC.
ESWC, and it was the last time Na'Vi beat them, and it wasn't with this lineup. Obviously, this lineup's gone through a couple of changes. It was back when Artstyle used to be playing with Na'Vi as well as Light of Heaven, before Funnick and Kura joined the roster.
Exactly. But even for Orange, I don't believe that they had the exact same lineup back then. But looking over at what's going on, Puppey is running up here and just checking. You will see.
They want to, at this stage of the game, man, it's just control over runes. You want to know where everyone's moving. So you'll see Nyx Assassin, you'll see Mushi, and he already just says hello to Net, and the arrow, it is just combining in. Net was able to move. Extinct actually took the Nightmare. Now in we go. Ohio, he TP's in for it. They want Puppey with a stun. They should be able to get him. They're trying to hold him out. Solo Assumption gets the first blood. Orange is off the stun. Net caught in the corner. Funnick, they're blocked in almost. They're able to get revenge. 1-for-1 the ball, but Funnick, he's locked in the corner of the G line. Mushi is in here. Kuro, Mushi, stunned arrow, flies straight through him. Mushi still alive. He's almost got a Kuro. Double kill for the Naga Siren. He's still on the run. Soul Assumption, there's no mana left. And welcome to TI3.
Wow, what a nice save from that pretty horrendous situation that they were in. Na'Vi right after the arrow missed, still coming out 2-for-2 against 4 heroes there. Really nice play, but wow, this is aggression from the start.
That it is, but the beautiful thing, 2 kills up on the Naga Siren already, so that's going to be a lot of early money coming the way of the supporter. What it weakens, though, is this top tri-lane of Na'Vi, because they do have Puppey and Funnick up here. They want to get this Naga back up here, or may even consider bringing her to that middle lane, because Ohio has basically pitched a tent here with KOAXY to shut down Dendi in the mid.
Yeah, coming in and helping, just closing down that farm. No way for Dendi to really farm all too much when he gets support there, but he's actually doing really well. Already finding 4-for-2 and 4-for-3 there, getting another deny. What I'm worried about for Orange though is, with Furion TPing in to help out there, he now heads down to the bottom lane, and he's up against LAVORST on Weaver. This is not going to be an easy lane for Furion.
No, he's got to keep these trees harassing, and already LAVORST doesn't want to let Ohio get comfortable down here. But Ohio managed to actually get some free damage on him. Blocked him in with the trees over at that side shop, and LAVORST basically just caught in a bad position for himself. But he's already 9-3 up against his Prophet, who's now arriving 2-1. Nice, so LAVORST off to a very, very good start for his farm. Yeah,
Ohio doing a really good job just how he uses his treants to push the Weaver away, blocking him off even, just being really nuisance. And there's no salve on this Weaver, so all the harass that he deals, he knows that it's going to be slow regen back to full health.
Yeah. But shutting down a Weaver before he hits that level 6 is already going to be difficult as it is. And Ohio, like, he's got boots to start with, he can at least move back a little bit faster, but you've got the king of speed. He's got 8 legs to run, man. This is LAVORST on Weaver.
Oh yes, such a super fast hero. Also, we should mention,
it's their top lane. They're going to go again with the arrow. Riptide being saved here, and Kuro, now he gets stopped with 3, but Mushi, wonderful stun by Net, 2 to catch out. Soul Assumption on the Kuro. Funnick away with a beasting of life. Mushi, he wants to finish him. Funnick is healing up over towards the east. Kuro running away as well. Have they managed to evade here? Mushi chasing down. He's got Concoction back up again. Arrow hits on Mushi. Not a long stun. He'll get it up on Puppey. Na'Vi want to retreat. Mushi right behind him. More damage required. Kuro coming back in again. Visage gets another kill up on this top lane. And Kuro bringing way too many friends up the river. He's got to back up a little bit.
Yeah, this is just Orange really. Navi are playing so aggressive behind the enemy tower, against the tri-lane, against Furion. With Visage and Alchemist on the lane, Navi are not scared of anything, but
No.
I feel they should be lucky to get away with one guy dying there. At least they do save a lot of time here where Vervost can just free farm completely. So it does have positive impact as well for them, even though they didn't claim a kill there.
The scarier thing is really going to be this top lane is already like, I don't want to say it's even Stevens. I still feel like Orange control this top lane a little bit more. But what happens when KYXY leaves this middle lane? He's already getting close towards a Ravage because solo experience in that middle lane. Dendy has a small advantage because the Prophet was there to start with, but it's very, very small. Dendy is not winning this middle lane. It's 14-4 up against 20-3 on the CS board.
Yeah, Tide is a very strong solo mid against any melee hero, so he's doing rather well, and he now finds this rune that's going to be really big.
And this is almost a point on this bottom lane where I'm wondering if Vervost has to abandon, not Vervost, if Ohio has to abandon this bottom lane. In fact, he's already moving into a position where he farms up the hill, and there goes your TP out.
He has to.
He's had enough of this. Vervost will kill him in just a couple of moments if he stayed around any longer.
Yeah, there's no way for him to keep laning against Weaver as Weaver hits that higher level.
Oh, he's in range of the sentry. Stuns up, ensnare as well. Arrow will hit on Mushi here, and Kuro wants to get this kill with Funnick. They may have enough damage to do it, but there's a big soul assumption. Leap up by Funnick, giving the movement speed to Kuro. They get him around the tree line. Now moving over towards Net. Kuro, another Riptide. Now has to cut his way through the tree line. It's a small narrow path. Spike Carapace, follow-up stun. Kuro needs more mana. He can't get it off. Funnick as well as Kuro have to retreat, but it's an Alchemist. Oh, he's in. The Gush, the Nightmare from Puppey has to be taken off him. That haste rune, body blocked by Puppey, holding him out. And KYXY tries to get his hate out on Puppey, but he cannot come in range of that tier 1 tower. First rotation from the Tide, and it doesn't get a kill.
No, he was not level 6 yet. He had a TP scroll as well, but not using it there. He really wants to hit level 6. That's when he can come in and just kill everything. Back to the mid lane now.
But Denny's okay with this damage. He gets his bottle back again. So the courier ferrying of that bottle is still keeping DK in this. And of course, that small amount of time, Dendy made the most out of it. Now he's ahead on the CS board as far as that mid goes. That's the problem with these mid solos when they rotate. If you don't make it worthwhile, this kind of stuff happens. You got Dragon Form up on DK, and this is when tier 1 towers in the middle lane start to tremble.
Yes, and we do see, while Orange are ahead in kills, the farm, I'm a little bit worried for him here. Weaver is free farming on bottom. Sure, he was contested a little bit for a while, but Alchemist farm is just on par with Bottoms. Mirana is doing really well on this offlane thanks to her supporters coming in. So Navi's play, while super aggressive and against the Furion, against that quad lane, it's really looking like it's paying off.
I'm interested to know what build 2 Vervost will go for. We saw a lot of him throughout the preliminaries with this Weaver. We saw him go with the Urn to be actually our first build by Rattlesnake. This Urn kind of build into the BKB and Desolator we've seen as well. Oh, hello, Koro. Right in behind the tier 1 tower.
No mana on Dendy, so he can't really help here as well.
He can't. That bottle's only flying back in again now. Puppy's on the way out.
Just barely missing. She wants to make her way back to the top lane. There's a lot of experience coming into the tower. She doesn't want to miss that. Nice attempt though.
Well, they're thinking about back up to top lane. Bushy's getting some free space up here. And he hits his level 6 too. This top lane just became a hell of a lot harder to kill. Chemical Rage now being available for the Alchemist. Yeah,
he becomes a definite monster, and also having face boots along with it makes him so fast and so dangerous when he chases you with a stun.
How are the support levels looking if we want to go through them? Actually pretty even across the board. For every single level, it seems like there's always a matchup. The only thing is with Mirana being level 5, but that's because Koro has basically been holding the hand the entire time.
So is Furion, though. And they are look at Vervost just pushing back the Furion on bottom lane, playing so aggressively. Using his ulti to do this, of course.
Well, no reason to keep it on cooldown, man.
No. Vervost doesn't save things, he uses them.
So, saving any money. I was talking to him before, it's like, so what do you get? Actually, he does save one thing. He says, like, save like 10 of your SteelSeries headsets. He loves those little suckers. Yeah. But 3-4. We're now 7 minutes into this game. Well, we actually got another rotation. We got middle lane. Denny will have called this one out because it looks like Orange want to add some pressure to this tier 1 tower on top lane.
Look how defensive they are standing now, even with Leap.
Yeah, and they bring in Prophet. Already, Orange, they assemble 5-man net. Wow, very nice by Carapace.
Yeah.
Keeps them back. They pull the creep wave down, but when you got Nami of Trees, this can be the first tier 1 tower going down in favor of Orange. The fortification will slow up their victory on this, and this is wasting a little bit more time of all 5 of the players, and even KYXY wants to leave, but the tower is killed off by Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, Navi, of course, sacking that tower. Not something that they should defend, but...
All right. They're getting a trade anyway. You got the tier 1 tower in the middle lane with a Poison Dragon form. This poison will tick down on the buildings, and that's the reason why this Dragon form is just so important.
Dandy backing out completely here. The tower not in denial.
He wants to secure the rune. So more Dendies.
Yeah, it's a really good rune to get as well. He's going to send one-way illusions down to bottom to help out pushing. I really like this. The poison, of course, from the dragon even works on your illusions, so just sending down his illusion does a lot if he starts attacking the tower. But we'll see.
It's almost like he just wants to keep... Well, Ahaya knows this is fake. Either that or he wasn't looking when he was walking himself down just then. There's also a prep for the middle lane from Orange. They got both the Visage as well as the Nyx Assassin trying to come in, but this Radiant Ward from Na'Vi, they've perfectly seen what's going on here with Orange.
Yeah, then he has to be careful on the mid if he wants to go in. Tower is going to be denied now. I believe he took some damage.
Yeah, it's in deny range, so it will be taken care of. And Visage should do such a thing.
Yeah.
This really hurts as well, Na'Vi. Like, that's extra gold they could have had. They've got control now over the middle lane a hell of a lot more, but they've got to shift their attention towards tier 1 tower on bottom top if they really want to start blocking Orange into a corner.
Yeah, Weaver doing a lot of damage to his tower on bottom.
Funnick. Here's the arrow on Mushy. It's just some free time to do some damage. The wonders of Chemical Rage. You know Funnick will never attempt that kill.
Yeah, Funnick, of course, maxing out that arrow. It's especially nice when you play it as an offlaner or as a solo hero instead of as carry. Then you just want to max out arrow because it's cheap and really strong.
Lavor's going to be aggressive right now. He would have seen. In fact, Puppy will see it. In through the rear. Gush stunned. They don't need to use a Ravage for this. Just an Anchor Smash, Brain Sap, and the concoction from Mushy will get that kill. But in the meantime, Lavor's doing a lot of damage to Ohio, and they're going to Shikuchi through. Gets the kill. Stun over towards net. KYXY. He's still got Ravage right now, but Dandy, Moonlight Shadow will hide him. Gets hit by the Ravage. Lavor's 6 HP. Pops up the wand. He sees him. The Gush comes out from KYXY. Gets the kill. Concoction over towards Funnick. Kuro's joined the fight too now. He's got to help out Funnick. The stun from Dandy. The ensnare as well. They hold net in position. KYXY, another Anchor Smash. They're running out of damage right now. It's a double kill for this Tidehunter before he finally backs himself up to his tier 1 tower.
Yeah, and getting kills on the bottom and on the Weaver, who was just barely dying to that Gush there.
He was almost home and hosed.
So close to getting away with his magic wand, but not enough. Dandy came in at such a nice timing, but even so, the team fight of Orange is really something you got to worry about. That Tidehunter is ridiculously strong in this early stage.
Yeah, they just, like, you cannot, like, once the mech comes up as well, all of Orange become ridiculously strong during these team fights. The only upside right now for Na'Vi is the fact that Ohio doesn't have anywhere near the farm you would have expected up on a Nature's Prophet. He's walking around with strength treads, or now intel treads, but hasn't got his hand of Minus up and running, and we just hit the 11-minute mark into this too.
That is true, but look over to the Visage.
Oh, you're right. Medallion of Courage just got purchased with the smoke as well.
Yeah, and still has 280 gold to go, so a rich supporter at that. And that armor that you have from Medallion is really, really good against someone like Weaver who wants to reduce it.
Especially when you can combine it up now with Mushy, 2 points up on that acid spray, and then you got the Gush as well, the 5 armor reduction. The synergy is beautiful for Orange for this negative armor.
Well, Navi want to fight this, but they have to be careful.
They don't really want to fight this. They shouldn't want to fight this.
No, they pretty much have to sack this tower. Pushing out mid as much as possible is forced, but this tower claimed by Orange.
Yeah. And with that last hit as well going the way of Mushy, he's bringing himself a lot closer towards the Shadow Blade.
Yeah, and of course we also have the mech, and just 5 gold is going to be purchased up by Tidehunter.
Oh, net. Double Kamehameha. Takes him on the way past. At least he wasn't from Virtus Pro, or else he'd be dead.
He keeps firing at him. He has to be careful. Those things have an older man now. They're going to keep going back.
You do not upset the Sadders, and they know what's coming too. Mushy. Like, they just keep
taking some serious damage here. They have to stop. Alchemist just going to farm it up now.
Finally, the biggest threat in the jungle isn't Na'Vi.
Radiant's bottom tower.
In fact, Na'Vi have no desire for that. They're looking towards middle lane. And Vorst is in here. We've got Dendi now, Dragon form, movement speed with the haste rune. He wants to bring down KYXY at the same time. Now they're going to find a Vorst. Sentry Ward goes down, can't get close
Nice
up. Arrow hits on Mushi. That's a long stump, but the Familiars from Extinct keeps him now. Chikuchi damage. A Vorst gets hit by it. He will go down, but Dendi in through the rear with the breathe fire. The Meg charge has to pop to keep Orange fighting from this high ground. They're playing King of the Hill up against Na'Vi, and Na'Vi, that haste rune, it's getting Dendi out and the Moonlight Shadow. Again, they're playing from the Invis.
Nice play. They're blocking the arrow with his bird's visage on top of it. Really nice arrow, but in the end, not really a big win for Na'Vi with Weaver going down as well. So it's just an even trade, losing their carries.
Yeah, the Weaver for an Alchemist.
Even denied on the Alchemists.
He was?
Yeah.
You're right, he committed suicide.
Oh, the chicken! It got ensnared and killed. Naga was there and ensnared the chicken. DK just right-click it with his range form. The chicken of Orange goes down. It's a lot of gold.
Did it have... Oh, man.
Well, they did pick up their mech before that and the medallion, of course, so not losing all too much on it.
We've got a movement right now, and that is going to be the perfect position for Orange. Stun, Gush, Anchor, and Visage Nuke. Free gold coming the way of Orange.
Yeah, we see another smoke as well. Look at where Puppy and Funnyco are heading.
Having a bit of a wander around, man. They're just hoping for someone that's out of position. A Prophet that just wants to chill and farm, but he's got we've got 4 of the heroes now in the middle lane for Orange, and it's soon to become 5. And this will be another tier 1 tower going the way of Orange.
This is what we were talking about during the draft, where I said that having Tide and having Furion, you know that you can push and you know that you're stronger in team fight. Yeah. That is a deadly combination.
Well, Orange are going to try and defend this top tower. They bring in the Tide Hunter, that arrow.
Immediate arrow and just backing out safely.
Yeah.
They got some damage dealt to the tower at least. Half HP just now.
I'm wondering what the timing is right now for Na'Vi, because Orange are claiming map control, they're claiming fights, and they've got, well, actually 3 heroes high in the net worth, but they start at the 3rd position. There's a lot of money in there for Dendi at 4.9k and 5.1k as well.
Bottom. He's just waiting, but he can't really kill this Furion. Too much HP with the power treads. If he initiates with stun, then he will just TP away, so
yeah,
he has to just wait for someone else to come.
Either that or wait for Nature's Prophet to switch himself into Intel.
He'll be farming this up very soon.
So Vorst, Puppy realizes obviously with the Sentry Wars dewarding, gets hit by the Prophet ultimate. Just keeping all the lanes out, and Mushi goes back to farming. Is he finally going to pick up this? Oh yeah, lost for now.
And the experience right now is pretty much dead even. We see the gold, of course, going the way of Orange, but that is to be expected when they take towers like this. When you're up by 2 towers, then you really almost always are in the gold lead. Alchemist still doesn't have a single point in greed, so it's really built for fighting and nothing else. He is going to pick it up later, but early game he just wants to kill people. Orange
movement now. They're coming in the range of at least an Observer Ward, but not a Sentry. And now the Saturn also, again, he just hates Funnic. Hates everybody. They'll come in range of the Sentry Wards, or will they? A little bit further down, Kuro caught out. Familiar stuns and Visage nukes. They won't catch up to Dendi, however.
No, it's still a nice pick-off going into enemy jungle and claiming 1, but they are pretty much moving as 4, so they want to take Roshan now. With a DD rune, they can actually do this.
Yep. But then again, at the same time, we can just see Naga TP herself. Well, she's got to go to the tier 2 tower, doesn't she? Won't get there in time to get off that Naga sleep. And that's only if Na'Vi are aware of this, and they should be. The Observer Ward's watching him move, and Dendi is coming very, very close to the pit. He'd like to get himself in there. Yeah, they know. Naga's coming back too, and it's going to be a TP at the tier 2 tower. Again, the familiar micro holds the arrow out. The sprout, the trees, it gives them all vision. I think they're going to commit into this one. They use the Moonlight Shadow to come in. Nightmare goes on KYXY. The stun over on Nyx Assassin. He's half-life already. Mushi with the CD finally coming out, but he's going to stun up himself right now. He's caught out, low on life. This is the moment. In they come. Mushi goes down. The Meg charge was too late. Tide Hunter, he has no mana for Ravage. Now he does. The Ravage can pop. He throws it out. Hits on 3. Danny locked in position. Solo Touch, and they bring down the DK. Puppy, he's looking for more, but now he'll go down as well. A triple kill for Ohio.
Alchemist coming in as well. Just joining now. They should be able to claim the Roshan arrow.
That's a long stun, but they're not going to go back in for this.
No, they can't. With the medallion, with the acid spray, this Roshan still dies very fast, only to 2 guys clicking that down.
Also, smart TP out as well from the Prophet the last of that. He sprouted himself up, used a TP scroll to get back to base so he could instantly come back into the fight if Na'Vi were ballsy enough to go out. But the first Roshan goes the way of Orange. Aegis the Immortal will be in the hands of Mushi.
Nice to see that the chicken is back alive for Orange. Poor thing. Actually really evil that Kuroki just ensnared it. Of course, one of the few skills that does work on the chicken. The holds it in place, makes it easy to kill, even the flying courier. Do we have the
surprise though, it's a basic donkey. It's a donkey courier, man.
We do. Full BKB finished on Havost. Look for him to play even more aggressive.
That's the build we like to see. None of this Lincoln stuff. It's fighting build.
Yeah. Orange looking so strong in this early game though. Taking all the towers first, then taking a pretty early Roshan as well. That's gonna mean that he's up at early mid game and they can kill it again. So Na'Vi, they have some pressure on them here. They have a smoke available, but I don't know if they want to smoke and look for a fight or just wait for Danny to finish his BKB as well.
It looks like right now Orange are the ones that want to keep the pressure up. They've been using their smokes a lot, rotating around, trying to find these kills a lot more than Na'Vi has. And it's been showing too. It's all coming up. Like you got 3,000 is the experience advantage to Orange right now, with just over 5,000 gold going their way as well. You talk about the pressure on Na'Vi, it's definitely applied. They are behind in this game.
It is, and Furion, look over to him, he's 5-1-3, 2,000 golds, he has his Shadow Blade. Of course he didn't have a Midas as we mentioned earlier on, but doesn't seem that he cares too much about it, he's just going for the core items. Going for that Shadow Blade allows you to play so much more aggressive. Top tower. Yeah,
this is going to be a bit of a fight right now. Mushi, Net, as well as Extinct all want to rotate up. TPs for everyone else. The arrows having a look. That's all that was there for. And a Vorce initiated up. Net starts with a Vendetta hit. Follow-up concoction. Soul Assumption. They get the kill before it can time-lapse. Prophet ultimate. And Kuro says no fun. Everybody stops. Everybody stops. TP out. Puppy was a little bit later there. And he might be able to get... No, he doesn't. Everyone's out to safety. They only lose Havost. But then again, they lost Havost.
They did lose Havost, and this means that they will be pushing on top as well, most likely. We're just gonna head back as the mech is on cooldown.
This is not where you want to be. The nerves. I know Bruno was talking about it during the preliminaries. Like, yeah, first game of the day, you're still getting warmed up. But really, you need to be warm before you start this game. This is a best-of-3 matchup. And if you go one game down in the best-of-3, and then you're one loss away from facing up in a best-of-1 in the lower bracket, that's a horrible barrel to be looking down.
And that's not something you want.
No.
Now the push really being applied, going on to tier 2 tower. First T2 tower to be threatened in the game.
Illusion's going to time out before they're able to Riptide. Long arrow hits on Extinct. It's a long stun, but they can't really follow it with much more damage. Puppy able to get rid of one of these familiars, and Funnick might try and do the same thing as well. This tier 2 tower, Na'Vi is staying close enough to deny it and hanging in the wings. Havost, he's already thrown the bugs out, and Orange, they're going to back up here. The question is, does Na'Vi want to follow? And the answer is no.
Yeah, so dealing really nice damage to tier 2. Not claiming it yet, but Na'Vi holding. With that BKB on DK, I think that they just saw it and realized that that fight would be dangerous even with a tight ulti.
14-7, man. Orange, I'm still getting a little bit concerned about their timing for their push in to break the base. Like, their team fight, their split push is absolutely fantastic right now. Mushi having enough farm is just not there yet. He's only got 1 point up in the Grievel's Creed and only now starts. Like, you went fighting Alchemist. Now this, like, sit back and just holla.
And that's what Na'Vi knows. With Alchemist not being too farmed in this game, of course, he's trying his hardest to just catch up now, to make up for that early game where he had to fight. It was not a choice that he could do anything different. He just had to. But with him catching up farm now, I'm still really looking... It's looking good for Na'Vi because they could finish up another BKB on Mirana. She's going for it. It's going to be a long while, but when she gets it, there won't be too much damage being dealt to the core heroes of Na'Vi.
That's true. And you don't care about the Ravage. You won't care about the Prophet Ultimate. You won't care about Visage. You can't nuke you.
Yeah, Nyx, same thing there. Of course, he has his ulti, but that's all he really has. And you can even kill him as he has his carapace up.
They're still going to need more than that, though, because this DPS will come in time. It'll come in time. And getting BKBs off at the right time and then making the most of the duration of it, that's also not the easiest task in the world if you're going to have a Prophet running around with a side device.
Oh yeah, that's
Chickens can't BKB, man.
it's gonna be a really, really early sacrifice as well. This game, Ohio playing such a nice Furion.
My bigger question is really, when is Evol's going to get his Desolator? He needs that Deso.
Yeah, they need more damage to come out of Navi, but with 3 BKBs, if they can finish up that as well, that's gonna mean that they have a lot of time to deal damage. But when you have a hero like Alchemist who just regenerates, you want to bring him down fast, not long fights.
This is Orange now trying to make the most out of this Aegis. It's only got another 30 seconds or so. Arrow will fly, and it hits a long stun on Extinct. But it's so far behind the lines of Orange, the Navi can't dive in for that. And they're going to have to abandon it. Even one of the illusions of Visage spotting a Vorce trying to come around through the rear. And check there, now your 30-second countdown on that Aegis the Immortal. But Orange now, there's only 2 outer towers of Na'Vi remaining on the map. They have definitely got a firm grip around the throat of Na'Vi.
They do, and even Na'Vi just backing out here. They know they can't really push bottom. Na'Vi have little to no vision. They have some vision on the bottom lane, but that's really it.
Yeah, that one ward that's down here. In fact, is that their only ward? It looks like their only ward.
It is their only ward.
They can't even see up a little bit higher. Like, they will never know when Ohio comes into the map.
And look at the vision that Orange had with the ward they placed next to the tier 2 tower on top. That gives us such nice information for Furion. He knows how far he can push every single time he goes for a split push on top. He knows when someone is coming in for him.
Yeah.
Because there's no Shadow Blade on this DK. This is DK with BKB because he has to go for that build.
Also a very difficult ward to de-ward. Like, you want to check wards around, you probably check a little bit lower than that.
Yeah, you pretty much would wish that you would be in the position that Orange is in, having a supporter run around with, of course, Point Booster, Medallion, and a Gem. Gem allowing you to just de-ward wherever you want.
Well, speak of Gem, Havorce wants something. It's walking around with it. And Havorce is trusted with a very expensive item which drops on death.
Yeah, and he has less than 1,000 HP right now. Just want to point that out. So if he gets caught, he will probably get bursted down.
Yeah.
He has to play really, really well and just use his BKB in time.
So everyone just moving back in. Like, this is just that passive point. They know Na'Vi respect the team fight of Orange, and Orange doing exactly the same for Na'Vi. This is all about timing of items.
It's not even only that. It's with the split push coming in from Orange all the time with Furion. Na'Vi can't really look for a fight too hard before they have to go and deal with the push coming in from the side lanes. See, as soon as they go top, he starts pushing bottom. That means that his team has a lot of freedom to do whatever they want to do.
Funnick has to be careful running this close. He just saw Orange de-ward because with both teams with a Gem, no one's going to keep any kind of vision of wards. It's all going to come from positioning on the map. And Orange are the ones that force the positioning. They're the guys that... They're the ones pushing in and hold the high ground. They throw down another ward. Havorce, he's going to get caught. He's going to get picked. And he's going to go down. The Gem goes on the sidelines. The Naga throws out the ultimate so Puppy can steal the Gem and try and TB out under the cover of it too. He gets out.
Amazing. What a save on the Gem.
They're still going to lose their tier 2 tower, and they still lost to Vorst again. This Weaver is never going to get a big item again. He's 1-4-1 in this game. And Puppy is not really sharing the same kind of thing too. He's 0-5 on the Bane. Really taking it for the team.
Yeah, they're not in good positions.
Even the Familiars trying to keep out these Naga illusions. At least that's one small little bit of harassment that Na'Vi can do without putting themselves at risk. Looks like another arrow. Extinct's a magnet for these things.
Yes, definitely is.
But that's the tier 2 tower and the last outer remaining tower. This is when it's breach time for Orange. 26 minutes in, they don't want to go up yet. I'm guessing they're also
respawning very soon, so they want to just wait for that one after taking this tower.
This is going to be the critical moment, then 1 minute on the countdown. So 27:30, we'll look for Roshan to spawn up.
Saving the Furion ulti for now. He's probably going to use it right before Roshan. Just make sure every lane is split pushed as much as possible right now. Just farming up jungle with both Furion and Alchemist. And they might have their BKB in time. Actually, they won't have it for Roshan.
Got the fun choice from Dendy. With all the gems on the field, he still wants to go with the Shadow Blade. He won't defer from the normal DK build.
You need to really get faster and get in there and stun someone. You want to be able to get in and initiate. Even with gems on the field, that is the go-to build on this hero. You can't really go for something else. You could go for a blink dagger, but it gives you no damage output. You would be so useless, just an initiator.
Look at the call from Orange. Everyone's missing on lanes. No one's defending bot, no one's defending top,
Yeah, this
no
is
one's in middle.
Very obvious smoke coming out from Na'Vi. Of course, I say that it wasn't obvious at the point they smoked, but as the lanes start pushing in this far and no one is taking them, that point is very obvious to Orange.
The big man's back. The big man is back. Koro, this is the worst thing for him. 45 seconds on the Naga ultimate on cooldown. That is the worst thing that could be happening to you right now, especially when Roshan has negative 14 armor. This will be Roshan's death. Nothing will be able to really prevent this. Of course, he'll throw the bugs out there, but Roshan's going to be dead before it even arrives. And Alchemist, again, will take the Agassi model. Arrow flies in. Again, the Familiars able to tank these little suckers up.
And we now have 2.4k gold on this Tidehunter as well. Not only does Mushi have...
Are you thinking pipe or blink?
I'm thinking blink, man. I'm really thinking blink.
Well, Courier's back at base. It can buy whatever it wants to.
I like the build that we see coming out from Net on that Nyx. He really knows how to play some interesting support. And look at that, just buying Earn into a Vit booster. He has 1.2k HP on an agility hero that has very, very good armor. Has 6 armor already, so
he can basically just run in, do his stuns, actually spike Carabas and annoy the crap out of him, and they still won't be able to kill him properly.
Yes, so for a supporter, he's very hard to kill.
It's mainly because also there's no damage item. Like, Dendi went in for the Shadow Amulet to start with. He didn't even get the Claymore as part of the Shadow Blade to start with.
Well, his attack speed is pretty high now with it, and he has decent damage from the start, so I believe that actually Shadow Amulet gives him maybe even more, but he needs to finish up the entire thing. It's not enough to just run around with the Amulet.
So we see Havor's next item as well. He's not going to go Desolator. In fact, he's going to go into a Monkey King Bar. Going up for the Javelin to start with.
Maybe he's fearful of people starting to buy up those halberds, just giving a lot of evasion chance.
We're going to This is not going to be a good trade for Na'Vi. They've got to come back. Orange are pushing all 5 through the bottom, and Na'Vi aren't even near that tier 2 tower on the top lane. They have to defend this. And now you've already got Kuro. Illusions have to be sent in to start with, and there's already concoction. Look how aggressive Mushi's being. Dendi will go invis to try and evade.
Mushi, of course, has that Aegis of the Immortal. We should remember that.
Long arrow. Very long arrow.
Yeah,
the ping comes out from Poppy. Yeah, again, it's like how many of these arrows have hit on the other side of the line of Orange? It's so far behind. Fortification slowing down Orange. They've lost their creep wave and a new one now arrives. So Mushi wants to turn around, but he's got very little damage with this Enfeeble.
Enfeeble being a really good spell against any form of right click like this. Only level 1, but already it gives you minus 30.
There's your Blink Dagger. Blink Dagger tied.
So he did wait quite long. I was thinking maybe he will head into something like a Shiva's Guard as he started saving up that much gold. Now we do have the entire Shadow Blade on Dendi. But with this 5-man movement from Orange, doesn't make a huge difference though. He wants to split push.
They want to give this a shot. Denny's on the front lines. Moonlight Shadow. Even Courier's coming at the same time. Might want to pick off that Blink Dagger. Death to all Couriers at TI3. That's a big kill as well. Now the tightness of the Blink Dagger. That's going to stop Orange from wanting to breach the base for 3 minutes. But with the Courier death, they still know it's a sandwich on this bottom lane. And the meat, Orange get put into a grinder. Extinct. Long stun on him. The Meg Charge will pop. Mushi, double stun. Up on Kuro. Now the Ravage. Funnick and Kuro. They're both going down for divorce. That'll be a double kill. The BKB, even with the Naga Oldman, he can still keep fighting. Nyx Assassin low on life. Triple kill for a boss. Puppy, he's holding Ohio in position. He's like a boss. Please just kill him. Not possible. Mushi, he's denied. Puppy is denied. Dendi is in here. They're bringing down Mushi, but a boss. The gem drops down. Mushi, Dendi gets the kill, but it's only an Agassi model. And Na'Vi will lose all 5 heroes on this bottom lane. 2 gems lay on the deck. In fact, one now picked up by Ohio. And we'll see if they can do damage to this tier 3 tower, but we've got 3 heroes. In fact, Havor's decides just to buy back straight away.
And I believe Orange will not push the issue here. Winning that fight, coming out with 5 kills on Na'Vi. They do not need to force the issue right now. They can just go back, play a little bit more safe now. Wait for the cooldown.
The biggest upside right now, like Orange just destroyed Na'Vi, but they didn't destroy him completely. Havor still got 3 kills. 3 kills going the way of your damage dealer, and he's already picking up the Demon Edge. He wants to dish out this damage. When that Monkey King bar comes up, he's going to hurt a hell of a lot more during the team fights and hurt a lot faster as well. So then he can move on to the other heroes. The other thing is they sniped out the courier. You may as well say it was a 5v4 situation here, and then the courier, and then the Aegis the Immortal was also triggered, and triggered well before the time of it going down.
Yes, and we also have BKB finished up now for Funnick, so if they can hit that MKB, and they now have 3 core heroes with BKB able to just walk in, because Funnick really couldn't go in and dish out that damage, even with them surrounding the enemies. So Navi have a hope, but I would say that Orange are claiming a really firm lead after that team wipe.
Seems gems are now used as sentries.
Yes.
Doesn't really have the same properties though. Extinct will come and pick it up.
And he gives it to Horst.
Horst has a gem as well? Okay.
Oh, yeah, he gave it to him.
So they bought a new one.
They did.
Alright. There's a gem I was watching
gems,
outside the Roche pit.
3 gems on the ground.
It's almost worthwhile putting 1 back at base, but there's nothing there for Orange. Again, this movement. This is some ballsy movement from Puppy. He just wants to ward up somewhere nice and aggressive so he can see the rotation. In fact, there it is already. So they slip themselves up. They know if they walk around the corner, they know what's going on. And now Orange also want to do the same thing. They're moving into the opponent's jungle. So both teams basically going to opposite sides of the map to find each other.
Both teams thinking, well, it's safer to go to the enemy jungle anyway. And looking over at Orange, I like how safe they played there for just a few minutes, because now Chicken is alive again. It has that blink dagger, and they're sending it out to a secret shop as well, gonna buy something more, but
it's picking up the gem. Gems are everywhere, man. There's so many gems. Ever since the change where you can't deny the gem.
It's decoration now.
Hang it on your Dota 2 Christmas tree. 1 gem for every tree.
Cooldown is almost done for Visage. He has that level 11 and Aghanim Scepter, so he wants to resummon. Probably gonna do it in a fight though. I'm not sure if he's gonna use it, because it's super long cooldown on it, and you will use it pretty much every fight anyway. So yeah, he is saving it. Very wise choice.
What are both these teams waiting for?
Both teams are very scared right now.
Orange wants to push in through the bottom. The last 2 or 3 times they came down there, Navi flanked them. They always look behind him, and you can already see Orange, like, they're sending not only, like, they leave a ward behind, they leave a Treant, as well as having a bit of a wander around. They are trying to find Na'Vi, and Na'Vi are waiting for Orange to almost make a mistake, and then they can either gank him in mid, or cut down into their own jungle, and find where they know Orange is. But Orange wasting a lot of time down here. They're not getting experience during this period, but then again, they got 14,000 gold advantage, as well as over 10,000 experience. I don't think they care about wasting 1 minute.
They have the Soul QS, it's go time now. They want to just go in, force the issue. We actually have a full ultimate orb as well on Tidehunter, so he's heading in towards Aguintu as well, or of course the Sheepstick.
Naga Illusions are coming in through the rear. This is actually a real problem for KYXY. If he gets attacked by that, it puts his Blink Dagger back on the cooldown, but both the Riptide didn't do anything. And now they do come in on the tier 3 tower. Na'Vi, they're a little bit further up. And with the, well, they've already gone with the Moonlight Shadow. Funnick going to throw the arrow down, hits on net. And now with the BKBs up, Funnick the only one affected by the Ravage. They want to bring down Ohio by the looks of it, but he'll pop his own BKB. Denny trying to focus down this Prophet, but they're familiars. There's 3 of them up for Extinct. He kills off a boss, and they'll move deeper. Dendy on the run with the gems giving him the vision. He'll go down. It is almost a full team wipe. In fact, it is a full team wipe. Orange, the Malaysians, bringing down Na'Vi, and GG. Game number 1. 36 minutes, 25 to 10. Na'Vi select their opponents, and their opponents are happy to take the first game off them. One hell of a match. Orange,
and what a performance.
So patient as well. Orange was so patient.
Yeah, really patient. Anytime that they had to be, when they were waiting for Roshan, when they didn't have the Blink Dagger on Tide, any moment when they knew we don't have cooldown, we don't have the chance to take this fight, let's just back out, play safe. And yeah, just really nice play by Orange.
Yeah, it is, and that is now, well, game 1 of 3. There is even more coming up, and that's not going to be too far away. But for right now, we get to hand it back over to our boys to get to decode game number 1. Back to James and the crew, and they're over on the panel.
Thank you, Toby. Thank you, Wagger, and congratulations. Game 1 now going to Orange. They're in one map away from being able to secure top 6 and an upset. This really could be an upset.
Very strong performance coming out from them. I especially noticed that, like, from the get-go of the game, they wanted to dominate Navi as much as Navi likes to dominate early on, and Orange just stuck it to them and kept on fighting them and came out on top and really kept Navi on the down low with their strategy. Amazing play, especially from Extinct on the visits. Probably has the best visits throughout the tournament so far. So I'm very impressed with Orange, and my fantasy team is very pleased.
Okay, so Ben, what did you make of the match?
I mean, Visage has been the most picked hero of TI3 thus far, and for good reason. He's really good at early engagements. His Visage familiars are incredible, especially at blocking bottom arrows like we saw for most of the game, and I feel that their Navi's lineup was a little bit lackluster. They didn't have any good combo with Naga Siren. They were really BKB dependent, and the Tidehunter just completely threw a wrench into their plans. And I'm very surprised that they let Alchemist through the draft. We usually see Navi ban out Alchemist very early or take it for Havos, but they first picked Weaver and they let Orange get Alchemist last, and that hero is just a beast.
Yeah, definitely a strong lineup from Orange all around. As you were saying, the Tidehunter, Navi could not fight them. We saw the guerrilla warfare by them at the first Roshan fight, and it just didn't work out for them. Even though they did a fairly good initiate, killing off Mushi from the get-go, there's nothing they could do, and I felt that was really where Navi started struggling a lot, and Orange just kept on improving their item lead.
You can see where they wanted to go with their strategy, just pick off a lot of early kills with net into an area.